One of the things that I love most about my show is that when I travel the world, a lot of people tell me that we inspire them to want to bake. The truth of the matter is, you want to be a chef, go work at a bakery or a restaurant.
Buddy Valastro didn't just make cakes, he became really famous. He started as a sad young boy running his dad's bakery. Then, he became a big star on TV. His show, Cake Boss, made Carlo's bakery a place people all over the world knew.
The problem with that is, when I pick up a knife, I don't even think about it. You know how come I'm good? It's just like, you don't learn at a bakery is the science of baking.
Fans loved his cakes, his family, and his story. But behind the fun show and happy smile, things were hard. There was too much stress, too much work, and big problems started to grow. Then Buddy was gone from TV. What really happened to the man who had everything and almost lost it all? Join us in this video as we discuss the details. The rise and fall of Cake Boss. Buddy Valastro rose to fame thanks to the television program Cake Boss. At first, the show was something truly unique. It featured Buddy and his family operating Hoboken, New Jersey's Carlo's Bakery, a modest but cherished bakery. The cake's appearance and the family's collaboration were highly praised. They enjoyed Buddy's big personality as well. He seemed to enjoy his work and had a lot of energy. The show was a huge hit for many years. However, like a lot of things, it wasn't always at the top. After a while, the show's audience began to decline, and issues started to surface. These problems, along with changes in what people wanted to watch, caused the show to slowly lose its place. At the beginning, everything seemed to be going great. Large and vibrant, the cakes frequently resembled actual objects, animals, or even people. Buddy created cakes that resembled chandeliers, zombies, toilets, and even wedding animals. People from all over the world enjoyed watching the Carlo's Bakery team collaborate to create these incredible cakes. There were also humorous and touching moments with Buddy's family in the show. Then, however, things started to shift. After many years of airing, the show started to feel the same every time. People began to lose their initial excitement. It became clear that viewers were no longer watching as much as they used to. The show had too many spin-offs and special episodes. This made people feel like it was too much. In time, the magic of the show started to fade. The problems didn't stop there. In 2013, Buddy faced serious trouble when workers at his bakery said he was paying them less than what the law allowed. Some said they were getting only $5 an hour when the minimum wage in New Jersey was $82. They also said Buddy was sometimes rude and made them feel scared at work. These workers said the bakery was not a nice place to work because Buddy would yell and bully them. Buddy said these things were not true. He said he always paid his workers fairly and treated them with respect, but in the end, he had to make a deal with the Department of Labor. He agreed to pay back the money and to make changes at the bakery to treat workers better. This news made many people unhappy and hurt the bakery's good name. That wasn't the only time Buddy got in trouble. In 2014, he was arrested for drunk driving in New York City. He was pulled over by police and taken in for driving while under the influence. This event made a lot of headlines. People were surprised because Buddy had always seemed like a family man and a good example. Buddy was fined $300 and lost his license for 90 days because of the drunk driving arrest. After that, some people started to see him differently. The show also had an episode with a transgender celebrity named Carmen Carrera. In the episode, her identity was used as a joke. Many viewers thought this was mean and not okay. Advocacy groups spoke out, saying it was offensive. This made more people turn away from the show. Another person later came forward with serious claims that Buddy had acted inappropriately at work. She said he made rude comments and acted in ways that made her feel unsafe. These problems added more bad press to the show. By 2015, the number of people watching Cake Boss was going down fast. More and more people were choosing to watch newer shows with fresh ideas and different personalities. Some thought Cake Boss felt old. Others just got tired of the same kinds of stories and cakes. It became hard for the show to keep people interested. Everything started to fall apart slowly. Even though Buddy kept making cakes and doing his best, it wasn't enough to save the show. In 2017, after years of ups and downs, the show came to an end. What happened to Buddy Valastro and the people of Carlo's bakery after the cameras stopped rolling and the show came to an end? Let's find out. Life after the show and the people behind the cakes. After the show ended, Buddy didn't give up. He kept working in the food world. He still runs Carlo's bakery and opened more bakery spaces. He also started a restaurant called Buddy V's in Las Vegas, where he serves Italian food and some of his popular side dishes, like the lobster tail pastry. In 2010, Buddy had an accident at his home bowling alley. A machine got stuck, and his right hand got seriously hurt. His sons helped free him. He needed many surgeries, but by 2023, he said his hand was about 95% better. He worked very hard to get back to baking. Buddy also made a new cake business called Buddy V's Cake Slice. With this, people can order cake slices online and get them delivered fast. He has also been on TV again in other baking shows like Bake Squad and Buddy vs. Duff. In this show, he competes against Duff Goldman, another famous baker. Even though they are rivals on the show, Buddy says they are friends in real life. They respect each other and sometimes joke around. Duff has even sent Buddy pictures of his daughter, and Buddy sends her clothes as gifts. Duff Goldman was born on December 17, 1974 in Detroit, Michigan. He grew up in a Jewish family and started baking at a young age. He went to college and then studied at the Culinary Institute of America. He worked at many restaurants before starting his own bakery, Charm City Cakes, in Baltimore. His cakes are made using tools like grinders, blowtorches, and drills. He has made cakes for President Obama, the cast of Lost, and many celebrities. He has been on many Food Network shows and is now a judge on several baking contests. Duff plays bass guitar and has a band. He lives in Los Angeles with his wife and daughter. The Cake Boss team included many of Buddy's family members and close friends. Mauro Castano, Buddy's brother-in-law, was the head pastry chef. He was married to Buddy's sister, Maddalena. Joey Fauno, the head baker, was married to Buddy's oldest sister, Grace Fauno. Frankie Amato Jr., Buddy's second cousin, helped with cake decorating. Danny Dragone, a family friend, worked at the bakery for many years and got the nickname The Mule for doing many different jobs. Danny's daughter Tatiana also worked there. Grace worked at the counter and later helped with decorating and deliveries. Mary Ciarone, Buddy's third oldest sister, was once fired from the bakery during Season 5 for saying something inappropriate, but later came back as a cake consultant. Lisa, Buddy's wife, helped with the storefront and billing. Her husband at the time, Remy Gonzalez, worked at the bakery too. But in 2010, he was arrested for sexually assaulting a 13-year-old girl. He was sentenced to 9 years in prison and later expected to be deported. This was a sad and serious part of the show's history. Sal Pikunich was another long-time employee. He worked at the bakery since 1964 and was loved by everyone. He passed away in 2011 after battling cancer. Stephanie Sunshine Fernandez was the first female decorator who didn't work in sales. She later left to go to nursing school. Paul Conti was another employee who lost his job and home because of Hurricane Sandy, but he later found work in the baking world. Buddy's personal life has been very connected to his work. He married Lisa in 2001, and they have 4 children: Sofia, Bartolo, Buddy, the third Valastro, Marco Valastro, and Carlo Valastro. They used to live in East Hanover, New Jersey, but moved to Montville in 2014. Buddy's brother-in-law Maurizio is now in charge of operations at Carlo's Bakery. Buddy continues to bake, create, and run his businesses. Buddy remains a big name in baking, even after all the ups and downs. What personal struggles shaped Buddy Valastro behind the scenes of his rise to fame? Let's delve deeper. Rising young, breaking down early, and hidden struggles. Behind the cake. Boss Buddy Valastro, who many people know as the Cake Boss, went through a lot of hard times while building his career in baking. One of the biggest and hardest moments in his life came when his dad, Bartolo Valastro Sr., passed away in 1994. At that time, Buddy was just 17 years old. His father had owned Carlo's Bakery for many years and was the reason the family got into the baking business. He had moved from Italy to the US when he was 13, started working at Carlo's Bakery not long after, and later bought it after working there for several years. When his father died from lung cancer, Buddy had to take over the bakery right away. He was still very young and didn't have much experience. Because of the sudden responsibility, Buddy had to leave high school so he could work full-time at the bakery. He had already been helping out at the bakery for years. He started when he was 11 by doing cleaning tasks. By the time he was 15, he was decorating cakes and learning more serious skills. Taking over the bakery at 17 wasn't easy at all. Buddy said in an interview with CNBC that he had to work 18 hours a day, 6 days a week, just to keep the bakery running. He told them, "I don't care how hard I have to work. I'll be the first one in every morning, the last one to leave." He had to deal with other bakeries trying to compete, and with workers who were scared they might lose their jobs. He didn't feel comfortable in his role right away. It took about 3 years before he felt like he really knew what he was doing. His parents, especially his mom, Mary Valastro, had a big impact on him and the bakery. Mary was often seen on the early seasons of Cake Boss, and fans loved her. In one episode that aired in July 2012, Buddy and Mary shared some sad news with the viewers. She had been diagnosed with ALS, a disease also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. It was a very emotional moment for the show and the fans who had come to care about the Valastro family. Mary passed away in June 2017 after fighting the illness for years. In an interview with People magazine, Buddy talked about how hard those last 2 years were. The disease had changed his mother's personality, and she didn't seem like herself anymore. It was a mixture of sadness and relief because she wasn't really living at the time, Buddy said. He explained that she had always been full of life, but near the end, she wasn't the same person. He didn't want to remember her the way she was in those final years because that wasn't who she truly was. To show how much she meant to the family and the bakery, Buddy made a big decision on the day she died. On June 27, 2017, he closed every single Carlo's Bakery location to honor her memory. All the stores opened back up the next day, but for that one day, everything stopped in her honor. It showed just how important she was to Buddy and the whole team. Even though Buddy got used to running the bakery by the time he turned 20, it didn't mean things got easy. The stress of running the business never fully went away. When he was 27, Buddy had his first panic attack. It was so serious that he had to go to the emergency room. He believes that the stress of working non-stop through weekends, holidays, and long hours led to the panic attack. This happened before Cake Boss was even on TV, so he was already under a lot of pressure back then. Later, he talked about this experience during an episode of Bakery Boss, which was a spin-off of Cake Boss. In the 6th episode, Buddy visited a bakery called Lydia's Bake Shop and Cafe. While he was there, the owner, Lydia, had a panic attack while trying to finish baking a batch of cupcakes. Because Buddy had gone through something similar, he was able to understand how she felt and help her calm down. By that time, his own panic attack was years behind him, and he had learned ways to deal with stress. He shared some of those tips with Lydia and helped her finish what she needed to do. All of these things, losing his dad, taking over the family business, watching his mom get sick, and dealing with his own health, show just how much Buddy had to handle. He didn't just become famous overnight. He worked hard and went through a lot to reach success. His story shows the real person behind the TV show and the cakes. Even though many people see him as the happy baker on television, there is a lot more to his life that isn't always shown on screen. These personal struggles helped shape who he is and made him stronger over time. How did a teenager juggling grief, pressure, and no formal training transform a struggling family bakery into a global brand and media empire? Let's look closer. Buddy Valastro's path. From family bakery heir to cake. Boss legacy builder. The story of Buddy Valastro's career in the baking world is filled with pressure, fast growth, and never-ending ideas. After his father died, Buddy was suddenly put in charge of running Carlo's bakery. He had to take care of everything, from running the shop to managing over 30 workers. Since senior bakers were keeping an eye on Buddy's every move, and customers were relying on him, Buddy needed to grow up quickly. In big cities, he saw a growth in the demand for big wedding cakes. He started changing the design of cakes they baked in order to stay on top of the market. His new cake designs, which were shown in wedding magazines in New Jersey and New York, helped the bakery get more customers. Buddy has good business sense and skills. He created a serious training program for his staff to make sure that every part of their cakes were perfect. He slowly gained the trust of older workers and added systems that helped the bakery compete with others. His big break came after 3 failed tries at TV baking contests. On his 4th try, he won the Food Network Challenge. He earned $10,000 and, more importantly, got noticed by people in the food world. This helped open doors for bigger things. In 2009, Buddy's career took off when TLC launched the show Cake Boss. The show didn't focus on cooking tips. It showed the real-life ups and downs of running a busy bakery with family. People loved watching the behind-the-scenes drama, the wild cake ideas, and the drama that came from working with family members. Cake Boss became more than just another food show. It became a hit all over the world. It showed in more than 180 countries. It was converted into many languages, and it turned Carlo's bakery into a hotspot for visitors. Fans lined up just to snap photos outside the Hoboken shop. As more people watched Cake Boss, Buddy took the chance to grow his business. He opened more Carlo's bakery stores in other states, started selling cakes in grocery stores, and set up a shipping service and online store to keep up with orders. Buddy's net worth was allegedly around $10 million by 2023, which grew the bakery. But there was a price for this. All of the time and strength started to tell on him. Buddy took some time off from TV to care for himself and focus on the work inside the bakery. Buddy made the choice to start a new show at the end of 2023. On the A&E network, he started a new program called Cake Dynasty. He wasn't the only one this time. The show involved his kids as they took on bigger roles in the bakery. Buddy guided them through hard situations, from dealing with picky customers to solving group problems. Cake Dynasty showed how the family was getting the next generation ready to take over the business. The show also featured changes to the bakery itself. Stores in places like Las Vegas, Texas, and California were updated to focus more on takeout and online orders. Buddy also came up with fun new ideas like cake vending machines in busy spots and holiday-themed products. These changes helped the bakery stay up to date with what people wanted. Fans and critics liked Cake Dynasty. Many longtime viewers of Cake Boss came back, and younger audiences were drawn in by the show's focus on family, strength, and passing down a legacy. The new series was covered by platforms such as People, A&E, and USA Today as a wise step forward. It shows Buddy's skills as a father and business leader. Buddy managed to get back up after every fall. He left a lifelong legacy by involving his family in the company and keeping his principles. Cake Dynasty is about a family coming together to maintain a dream, not just about cakes. How do you feel about Buddy the Cake Boss's hardships? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching this video. We hope you found it interesting. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the next video shown on your screen to catch up on your favorite celebrity stories. See you there.